Hello and welcome to another new video. As I said in the last video, today we're going to be talking about music that had gone to trial for plagiarism. Have all of these songs been found guilty of plagiarism? No. Are they plagiarized? Maybe. Are they similar? Yes, and that's why they made it to trial. First case I would like to talk about is going to be Beach Boys versus Chuck Berry in 1963. In that same year, the Beach Boys had released a song known as Surfing USA, which I would play for you, however, that would be counterintuitive to the point that I'm attempting to make here. So, unfortunately, I will not be playing any of the music, but if you would like to go and find it on your own, or know the music already, as I'm covering some rather large cases with larger songs, uh, go ahead and do that. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Surfing USA, the song by the Beach Boys, was deemed too similar to Sweet Little 16 by Chuck Berry, who was suing the Beach Boys for plagiarism. However, at the time, rock was only made up of a handful of chords, and very few chord progressions can come from a few chords. So unfortunately, rock in general was very limited. And because of this, the Beach Boys were limited, as was Chuck Berry. This led to the song being too similar, and in the end, the Beach Boys did settle on giving Chuck Berry writing credit towards the song. However, he would not be actually given the credit until 3 years later in 1966. Why is this case important? Well, this case is important due to the fact that it was one of the first major cases in rock music history, as it um, preceded quite a bit of cases. The next case I'm going to be talking about is going to be Vanilla Ice versus Queen and Davy Bowie. If you haven't heard of this case, this one's rather interesting. And if you have, well then you know what I'm talking about. The song Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice was deemed too similar to Under Pressure by Queen. If you've listened to either of these songs, you will know immediately why this was found guilty of plagiarism. Vanilla Ice's defense here is that rappers do this all the time, and that he did change it up a little bit by adding a hi-hat there. Unfortunately, that was not deemed enough to change the song, and they were found too similar. However, the case was settled out of court, and it cost Vanilla Ice an undisclosed amount of money, as well as got a lot of hate for that, because you don't steal from Queen. And then David Bowie and Queen got writing credit towards the song, as it was, again, too similar. Why is this important? Well, it just proved that copyright law wasn't doing enough for the people who write music, as in court, this case would have most likely not been settled in favor of Queen and David Bowie. However, the public did get involved, which did allow for things to go the way that they did, because people have a voice, which is what I'm trying to do here. But in the end, like I said, it did cost him money, and it did get people thinking, like what I'm trying to do now, as I said before, and that's all it really did. It just got people thinking, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it was bigger than it should have been, the talk, which I don't think it changed anything, but it got people talking, which is very, very good. And finally, the last case we're going to be talking about is going to be Robin Thicke versus Marvin Gaye in 2014. This one I remember seeing on the news and on TV and all over the place when I was a little bit younger. This case I do think is kind of big. The song Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke and co-written by Pharrell Williams was deemed too similar to the song Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. In 2014, the song Blurred Lines, which was gaining popularity, was sued by the family of Marvin Gaye for saying that the song was too similar to that song, Gotta Give It Up, by Marvin Gaye. Not only was Robin Thicke, the main writer of the song, charged with this, so were the rapper on the song and the co-writer, Pharrell Williams. They all got wrapped up in this trial. In the end, T.I. was cleared from anything, as he was just the rapper. However, the writer and co-writer of the song were found guilty of plagiarism. It was ruled that they had to pay $7.3 million to the family of Marvin Gaye. However, the judge reduced this to only $5.3 million. Not only that, but the judge also ruled that 50% of all future sales after the case were to go to Marvin Gaye's family on the song. So even now, as you're listening to Blurred Lines, remember the original writers, or maybe Marvin Gaye is the original writer, are only getting part of the money. This makes it the biggest payout in copyright music history for law. Not only that, but what also makes it very important as a case is that this case didn't just go towards how similar the music was. Because if you just look at the sheet music for both songs, they couldn't have been more different. However, there were too many similarities in other things, such as the way that the cowbell sounded, and that there was a cowbell, or the chatter in the background, or even the bass and the way it sounded. This was the first time that more than just the song was taken into account. Now we're talking about the timbre of the instruments and the ambience going around and just the overall feeling behind the music and the vibe of the music, which set a very dangerous precedent for music going forward because it allows for a lot of things to be able to be said is plagiarism. And unfortunately, that didn't go well and didn't help a lot of things in the future. Maybe I'll talk about those in the future. But again, thank you. Make sure to share this video, especially if you know somebody that might be interested in this. Thank you so much. And if you care to go and do your own research, I've included different YouTube channels for you to go check out if you would like to see those. And in my playlist tab, there's a lot of videos that would honestly probably be more helpful than I am at explaining all of this stuff. But again, thank you for watching, and all the YouTuber stuff, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Bye!